threaten military action if China sets up Solomon Island base. Welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. The top U.S. official in the Pacific has warned that America would have to respond if the Solomon Islands allows China to establish a military base there. Following a constructive and candid 90-minute meeting with Prime Minister Manasseh Sogavare, Ambassador Daniel Crittenbrink said that the security deals between China and the Solomon Islands present potential regional security implications for the U.S. and other allies. We wanted to outline for our friends in the Solomons what our concerns are. Mr. Crittenbrink, U.S. Assistant Secretary for East Asian and Pacific Affairs, told reporters. We have respect for the Solomon Islands' sovereignty, but we also wanted to let them know that if steps were taken to establish a de facto permanent military presence, then we should have significant concerns and would very naturally respond to those concerns. Mr. Crittenbrink declined to elaborate on the nature of the U.S. response, saying he was not in a position to talk about what the United States may or may not do in such a situation. The American delegation led by White House Indo-Pacific Coordinator Kurt Campbell and Mr. Crittenbrink met members of Mr. Sogavare's government days after the Solomon Islands sent ripples across the Pacific region by signing a security cooperation pact with Beijing. While the full details of the deal have not been disclosed, a draft copy suggests that a pact allows China to send police and military personnel to the Solomon Islands, while also opening the door for Chinese warships to stop in port. It has triggered worries of a possible Chinese naval base on the doorstep of Australia and New Zealand. Mr. Crittenbrink also noted that a lack of transparency over the agreement is a fundamental concern. What precisely are the motivations behind the agreement? What exactly are China's objectives and the like? He asks, according to Sydney Morning Herald. I think they are completely unclear because this agreement has not been scrutinized or viewed or subjected to any kind of consultation or approval process by anyone else. He added that they were not forcing countries to choose between the US and China's, but only promoting shared interest. Any steps taken by countries, whether it be China or anyone else, that run counter to those interests and principles, I think would be a fundamental concern to us, and I think has some bearing on what we are dealing with here, he was quoted as saying. Earlier, New Zealand's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern questioned the motive of the security pact between the two countries as she raised concern regarding Beijing's growing assertiveness and interest in the region. One of the reasons we've expressed this disappointment is Australia and New Zealand both have heeded the call of the Solomons to support during recent disruption, she told BBC News. And we have again highlighted that should any extended need exist, we are there to help and support. What gap remains that requires such an agreement with China? Australia Prime Minister Scott Morrison slammed the move, saying a Chinese military base in the Solomon Islands would be a red line for his government, even as he acknowledges Mr. Sogavare's personal assurances that this would not happen. Like play, other countries have been dragged into this Ukraine and Russia war. Like play, they're dragging, and this is exactly where we say, if they continue this way, before you know it, you're going to be talking about a full-blown World War III. That is where some of us will be saying, Joe, Nigeria is not a place, Africa is not even a place that they have things. If they tell us we stand, we don't even know how to stand, according to one person on social media that commented. We don't even know how to stand. No, they don't know stand with anybody. That time initially they were saying, who does Nigeria stand with? So this is definitely not even the time. We on our own, we have enough crisis here. Crisis that we're not even seeing. It's not even making us to see clearly. Okay. China should please start up the process of the base. Let the world know and let's see America attack China or the island. Hypocrisy. I've always said it. America does not have moral right to be the nation to advise the world on peace because at the cost of too many wars and conflicts round the clock in the world. Today, while using the media propaganda to deceive the uninformed, I stand to be corrected. The war in Ukraine today and the life lost is purely because of America. Diplomatic deceitful nature. You don't want this base because you're a world power. You don't feel safe but Russia's world power. You want NATO next door. The world will gang up against America if they don't take care soon. It's just that the Ukraine president is the biggest idiot of the century, allowing himself to be used to pour the blood of his innocent countrymen and women. Now why? Excellent. Like Ukraine, like Solomon Island, China should not bring their military base near America and Australia, but America is right to bring hers near Russia under NATO umbrella. Who is fooling who? Please, the Solomon Island belongs to USA. It does not. I don't think so. If Solomon Islands government are happy to welcome China, is no USA business. Double standard, busy fighting and condemning Russian government at the same time, threatening China and the islanders. And once upon a time, the American will be shook. They'll be shaken. I don't know who will give them the shiksha. Okay, so now Solomon Island is not a sovereign nation like Ukraine. They don't have the right to belong to any organization of their choice. Double standard indeed.